What if you had a level boost without the level boost? It's actually sounds kind of interesting, but how would that work? World of Warcraft is adding a new feature that really will appeal to returning players and of course alts, definitely to alts. But they're not actually charging for it. This is gonna be free. Starting with patch 10.15, WoW will be introducing a new feature to help refresh your characters and get them ready for adventure, called the Gear Update, which will give you new gear and bags, clean up your quest log, and teleport you to your home city. The gear will be level appropriate gear, and this will apply to characters currently level 10 to 60. It's kind of like a Marie Kondo for your adults.
例えば、ときめくもの。キュン。
If it doesn't spark joy, it goes in the fucking bin. But it will also still be mailed back to you, so if you're attached to any of that, or if you want to just sell it using the new sell all junk button, which actually you probably already had if you use add-ons on WoW, but it will now be there natively if you don't want to use it. So you can basically have your cake and eat it too in this system. Basically, they're cleaning up your character for you because WoW has realized many of us are hoarding gremlins, testing the limits of inventory space in quest logs, and the term inventory management is a foreign concept. Or maybe that's just me and I'm kind of a mess. I think that this is going to be an underrated change that is actually superior to level boost because not just, well, because it's free, but also because functionally it is the opposite of skipping content. It's actually making you more likely to engage in content, older content on an alt rather than paying to jump to a higher level. Level boosts have been to many players controversial, but often viewed as a necessity for aging MMORPGs when the gap gets too large. Games like EverQuest recently raised their boost to accommodate the new discrepancy from their first level boost and the current max level. WoW updates their level boost with each expansion. Guild Wars 2 routinely gives away level boosts for longevity, and games like Final Fantasy XIV offer story skips, content skips. There's one major thing all of these have in common. You are generally paying money to skip through content. It may be content you have no interest in. It may be content that you've already played before, but you are skipping it. And with the exception of Guild Wars 2, as mentioned, all those examples came with a premium price, usually $20 or more. On the surface, it sounds kind of silly, right? Paying a game money to essentially not play it. But there are instances where it makes sense in an MMORPG that is older and reliant on grouping, like EverQuest. It at times feels necessary to avoid spending hours, days, weeks, or months living alone just to be able to find people to play with. And while this free update doesn't fix that problem, it kind of feels a lot like a halfway measure that gives people an incentive to not skip the content, an incentive to go back and play the content. And I think it kind of works hand in hand with some of the other things World of Warcraft has done in the past, like the level squish and streamlining the leveling process into a single expansion. It's another move that World of Warcraft has done to kind of solve some of the long-standing issues that many old MMOs tend to face. This struggle with being able to encourage new players into the game, new players that have not put in years and years into the game without having to, skip through content. And at the same time, trying to find that balance where you're not actually pissing off every single player that has spent years and years in the game. It is far from perfect, but I think it's important to see that and recognize that this is an issue for older MMOs, especially when they get into the 2-decade mark like EverQuest, RuneScape, and World of Warcraft. These half measures and these attempts at trying to fix it are something that we should look at and potentially see as something that could work in other games. This free update is, like I said, kind of a half measure, but it's a good one. It's an innovative way to revitalize an alt, removing some of those annoyances like clearing out your quest log and bags and setting you up with a full set of gear for your level. It'll be interesting to see how often this can be used and if they find a way to squeeze more money out of it down the line by adding a premium feature. But for the time being, I see it as a win and a way to enjoy alts and older WoW content when you otherwise might not have. It removes a barrier to play. And when you remove barriers to play, something as simple as just cleaning out your quest log for you is actually probably one of the things that can actually help psychologically make you more invested and interested in jumping in. It just makes it easier. But do you think this could work with any other MMO? Do you think it could work in EverQuest or Elder Scrolls Online or Guild Wars 2? Would it work in Final Fantasy XIV? What games would you like to see this feature in? Do you plan to use it in World of Warcraft? Let us know down in the comment section below, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.